Alright, we are on to our last match. We have won the die roll again, which is great. And again, we just have a great hand. This may actually be one of our best hands yet. Face some Bruise. Let's see what we got this time around. This is a hand where we definitely want to lean on the fetch land. And, you know, given the opportunity, I believe we will be fetching for a Blood Crypt. So I don't really want to bolt that, but I'm probably going to. So let me just think about it for a minute. Yeah, we're going to bolt that. Some people may view it as a little on the crazy side, but I just don't want to fall behind on the spell count. I'm definitely going to play this Dark Confidant this turn. Just no two ways about it. I think I'm actually going to play Overgrown tomb this turn, though. I don't have that many lands that come into play untapped without dealing damage to me. So I open up the possibility to play Overgrown Tomb this turn, and then next turn come into play tapped land with Abrupt Decay being cast. And then just play the Ghost Quarter at a later date. But getting access to all my colors of mana is pretty important. Now that I have this Dark Confidant, it's likely that I'm going to draw things to use with all of my mana for the subsequent turns. So if I don't Lightning Bolt there, I am going to be essentially down a mana. I'm paying a little bit of life to do it, and like Ornithopter's obviously an incredibly impotent creature, but I still just want to get rid of it. You can treat this like a combo matchup. They're like basically a Storm deck. Ooh, that's great. So there's certainly some value in firing off an Inquisition of Kozilek, but since he's already had such a slow start, and he doesn't have like a Mox Opal or anything, I think that even if we wait on this Inquisition of Kozilek until next turn, we'll probably get it. And the first order of business is just to keep the board clean. If he wants to activate one of his creature lands to kill this Liliana, that's fine. Wow, he just has nothing? Okay. He's just clicking through too quickly, I guess. It's a great card. And he's probably going to be able to get a counter onto this Inkmoth Nexus. Which is a little on the annoying side. But can't really be helped, so we're not going to worry about it. Now, let's see. A couple different options for this turn. This Ghost Quarter is actually kind of biting me in the butt. I guess I can Maelstrom Pulse it and get a basic Swamp and Inquisition him. And then Abrupt Decay Scavenging Ooze the next turn. So I think that's what I will opt to do. One thing about him putting the counters on the Inkmoth Nexus is I'm not too worried about effect damage at the moment. And I'm going to scope out the scene first. If there's like a cranial plating, I might might want to just keep the Abrupt Decay open. It's a little weird that he would pause on this resolving. Wow, 2 platings. That is a stacked hand. Alright. Plating. Plating. Ravager. Master. So let's see. If I pulse his Ravager, the platings actually aren't like that threatening. So I might be able to kill all of his creatures and not worry about the platings. It's pretty unlikely. I'll probably have to kill the platings at some point. But yeah, I think I'll just... Certainly happy that I have this information. It probably wouldn't have made a whole difference with how I use my Liliana, but you know, on the offhand chance that it did, it would have been valuable. If I don't land, he's not going to be able to take down my Liliana, which is also nice. So he kept both platings. So there's a chance that if he just draws a land, he plays them both. Actually, just wait until he goes to combat. Although technically he can sack... Yeah, I think I'd rather just do it now. This Ghost Quarter's also like a really big problem for him. If he wants to animate a land, it's like kind of like whatever. Come at me, bro. So if he draws a mana source, I think he'll just play both his cranial platings, and then I'll be able to Maelstrom Pulse them both, and I'll just win the game. If he tries to activate his land to attack my Liliana, I just Ghost Quarter it. And considering this is only 1 point of damage, I may actually just want my mana. I can just keep... Yeah, that's fine. Just make you discard more things. So he's got 2 platings in hand. Another green mana is actually pretty nice here. Start with this. Discard the Liliana that I don't need. You can even get a basic forest in a pinch, which I probably will actually end up doing. But now that I've got the Scavenging Ooze Dark Confidant combo, I don't even have to worry about dying to my own Dark Confidant at this point. And this one of Ghost Quarter does a lot of work in these matchups. This matchup and Infect. It's just really good. is a very silly creature, like most of the cards in this deck. And there's just one more cranial plating in his hand, so I can pulse this one and make him discard the other. Wow, that's a good draw. Actually, I was gonna say I can't cast it. So, it's a real shame not to cast Pia and Kiran Nalaar. So I guess I just cast Pia and Kiran Nalaar off the Wooded Foothills. I'd be going down to 1 though. It's like probably a little too dangerous. Pia actually just dealt a lot of damage to me. Can't really afford to take 3 damage to cast Pia and Kiran Nalaar. Get Stomping Ground, but I technically would die to my own 4-drop. So I think I just want to pulse the plating, tick Liliana up, discard my Pia and Kiran. Save the Wooded Foothills to discard next. Yeah. Tap differently. And he can actually crack me for 2 if he wants, but can't really be helped. Oh, I guess I can kill with the Ghost Quarter. So my opponent is basically nothing, and I'm almost dead. Classic Jund versus Affinity. My opponent had a bit of a slow start this game. So I'm just going to kill that. I'll take the Infect. I don't want to take the real damage. Oh, and they're just all going after Liliana. So if I can't save her, there's not really any point in using the Ghost Quarter now. So I'm just going to get a... Well, I guess technically, no, I don't even think it's worth it to save my Liliana. Anything my opponent plays, he's just going to discard, or just... Anything my opponent draws, he's just going to play. And, well, that was perfect. But yeah, anything my opponent draws, he's just going to play. So ticking up Liliana is of little value, and I would have to tick her up and discard one of my own cards before I could tick her down again. And when I tick her down, I'm just going to be getting the Signal Pest. So at that point, it seemed like Liliana basically worn out her welcome. Oh wow, my opponent's at 1. I just could have activated this one more time and killed him. LOL. Well, actually, are there any more creatures? Yeah. There's 3 more creatures in my opponent's graveyard. So, too busy talking about my Liliana that I didn't even realize what was going on. So anyway, there's some pretty clear cards to bring in for this matchup, like the Ancient Grudges and the Shatterstorms. That is exactly why they're in here. Grim Lavamancer is also phenomenal, as well as Kolaghan's Command. So I like taking out the Thoughtseizes. A lot of times I like keeping in the Inquisition of Kozilek, though, because they can... like, they're a good way to deal with, like, cranial platings and stuff like that. One card that I actually tend to shave or take out is Tarmogoyf, which I'm sure some people are going to think is sacrilege. But with this particular configuration, I'm going to take out one Inquisition, so I have 3 of them, and then the 2 Tarmogoyfs. And this way, I get to keep a few more of them in. But it's really not a matchup that's about me beating down. It's a matchup about me killing every single thing that my opponent plays. And a lot of the threats are flying or unblockable, like the 3-mana 2/2 that gets Metalcraft protection from all colors. I forget, something champion, which can't be blocked either when Metalcraft is enabled. So it's mostly just about me. Actually, yeah, I am just going to have this. It's mostly just about me killing everything. We're just going to have the Fulminator. So if I do get a Dark Confidant, I'm just going to be looking for these Huntmasters and Scavenging Oozes to keep me alive. A lot of times they kill me with infect damage anyway. And I just want to have so much removal so that everything dies on site and he never even gets a chance to really attack me for any damage. So it's basically the way we're going to do it. I don't really want to throw my life away, and that's why I don't have the Thoughtseizes, but I do have the Inquisitions. Wow, great hand. They go turn 1, Grim Lavamancer. Turn 2, Ancient Grudge. Ever heard of it? It's great against Affinity. Sometimes when I'm on the draw, I'm just gonna name. Sometimes when I'm on the draw, I will take out the Dark Confidants and have the Tarmogoyfs just because of the tempo of it. But that's only when, I don't know. That's just not usually what I do. This Pithing Needle seems awful, by the way. I don't know what my opponent's thinking. So, considering the texture of my hand, I think that I'm just gonna get... probably gonna have to take damage off my lands at some point. So I'm just gonna get a Overgrown Tomb here. And then essentially I'll have perfect mana. And I'll just kill the... use the slightly more narrow removal spell. Ancient Grudge basically hits anything, cranial plating included. And it's easier to cast, so... So the first game my opponent didn't have a particularly explosive hand. This game looks like he doesn't have a particularly explosive hand either, so... the Affinity deck is definitely one of the best decks in the format, and one of the ones I am quite frankly most afraid of. But my opponent isn't really getting the best of draws. So not completely representative of what this deck's capable of. Sometimes it will literally play all of its cards out by the second turn, which is really hard to deal with. So I think that I just get an Ancient Grudge this Vault Scourge. I don't really want to trade my Grim Lavamancer for it. And there's a chance that I just Ancient Grudge with a Pithing Needle so I can play Liliana next turn. That also wouldn't be crazy either. The fact that I have this Shatterstorm in my hand is basically GG. But yeah, I'm a big fan of just not taking any damage at all. I'm just going to pass, actually. So basically I'm giving up a point of damage here, which I don't think is particularly important from my side. Him giving up a point of damage is quite a big deal, and me giving up a point of damage is not as big of a deal. But if he plays a Cranial Plating, I definitely want to Ancient Grudge that before it actually hits me. I don't really want to attack with my Grim Lavamancer because if he blocked with the Vault Scourge, I don't actually want to trade there. So essentially I'm trading a point of damage for the chance to Ancient Grudge something better on this turn, specifically. Now that that's in play, I think I can just take the opportunity to take this thing down before it hits me. So this is a pretty bad spot for my opponent. So I think we will start by dealing 2 damage to his Ravager. And whatever he does, we're going to be able to grudge. If he does nothing, just like grudge later or something. The one thing that can be tricky about my opponent's deck is Etch Champion. That's the card that I was thinking of. So my only good way to deal with it is usually just Liliana. So there's a chance that I will want to actually deal with this Pithing Needle at some point. So depending on what my opponent does on his turn, if he just attacks me with the Signal Pest for 1, I'll take it. So now I will Ancient Grudge it just so that... Oh wait, no, these are artifacts too. So this is actually a little annoying. So I'm going to have to take the 1 point of damage. I will flashback Ancient Grudge to hit the Pithing Needle. I guess untap Maelstrom Pulse the Signal Pest and hope that he's like out of creatures. But there's a good chance that my only way out of this is going to be casting the Shatterstorm. I guess if I just draw a land, I'll be able to... No, I won't actually. I don't have enough cards in my graveyard. So I would like to play the Dark Confidant. But I don't actually think it's worth it right now. I guess it's actually just fine to play the Dark Confidant because I can just... He's probably not going to hit me for that much damage this turn. If I just draw any land that comes to play on tap, then I can Shatterstorm. It's just like over. It's like so unlikely that he doesn't have another creature to play. He can potentially hit me for a bit of damage this turn. The Signal Pest essentially represents 3 damage on its own by activating this Blink Moth. So I'd be taking 2, 5, 6 damage, knocking me to 10 with a Dark Confidant in play. Basically priced into playing Shatterstorm next turn. Good thing is there's only 2 more 4-drops in my deck. So I think I should be fine. I've got the Huntmaster to kind of catch me back up. And the Grim Lavamancer to easily kill my own Dark Confidant if it becomes a problem. It would be a bit safer to just Maelstrom Pulse the Signal Pest. Man, I'm having a hard time with this. They're like both pretty reasonable plays. I think I'm gonna go for the Dark Bob. This might be wrong. Not 100% sure. One of the nice things about being at like a big live tournament is you can make a play that you're not sure about and then go ask all your friends. See what they would have done. Generally speaking, I like making the play that has the most impact on the board, but because I've got all of this power in my hand, specifically the Shatterstorm, which is just one card that can catch me up from any deficit, it you know, makes me feel a little more comfortable about taking a whole turn off. So this is pretty bad. I didn't draw land. A little confused about what my opponent could have. Well, given the circumstances, I'm just gonna pulse the thing that I can pulse. And see what my opponent does next. I could Scavenging Ooze and Inquisition. And his draw seems pretty weird. May just be pacing things to like avoid dying to Shatterstorm, which would be pretty reasonable to be frank. But this way, I'm going to be able to Inquisition this turn and Lavamancer something potentially. Oh, jeez, this is like not actually going so good. Oh wow. Destroy target enchantment. Why that? Why does he have that? That makes no sense to me. We're starting to get into treacherous territory. Certainly bounce back. Definitely time for us to start beating down with our Dark Bob. Hopefully not taking much damage. Oh man, this is like so awful. So now we have to kill our own Dark Bob. And we just don't have enough mana to do all the things we need to do. Man, getting stuck on 3 lands this game was pretty awful. Well, I guess there's a chance that we don't die. Let's see what happens. The second Blink Moth X is actually a huge problem. Because now we can't just bolt one, untap Liliana something. So now we have to eat something with our Scavenging Ooze to not die. Eat 2 things and go to 3, but then we're essentially drawing dead to the Etch Champion. So I think I'm actually just not going to eat anything. Well, yeah, no. Because we would need... If I don't eat anything and I draw one of my basic lands, I can Liliana his Etch Champion and Lavamancer his Nexus. Because there's Ghost Quarter 2 as an untapped source. That's 4 things. Yep, if we die, we die. And we lived. Drew is not actually that helpful, though. We do get to live for another turn, though, which is cool. Running out of time. Oh, wait. Oh, now we're dead. Misclick. Not supposed to attack with Lavamancer. Oh. A little unfortunate with the misclick there. Oh well. So considering the time restraints, these Tarmogoyfs are in. Like 4 minutes left on the clock. Not so good. Alright, so let's see how fast we can do this. We're definitely set up to just barely turn the corner there. But it was definitely getting tough. We essentially would have had to draw another land off of our Dark Confidant the following turn. Like we can gain 2 life with our Scavenging Ooze to negate the damage from the Etch Champion, and then Grim Lavamancer his creature land so that we would just be at 1 again for the turn. So I'm just going to play the Blackcleave Cliffs first, and just assume my opponent's going to play something on turn 1 that I can kill. And this is a hand that can certainly win quickly. We can keep the board relatively clean, just Tarmogoyf him down, be in a great shape. Opponent seems to have a lot more disruption than most Affinity decks that I'm used to. See if he has one of those removal spells for our Goyf. Pretty unfortunate. It's like first order of business is just get creatures on the board. That is protection from everything right now. That is actually a huge problem. Jeez. That is super unfortunate. So now I wish I had a Dark Confidant so that I could draw cards to find my Liliana. I might actually lose this one. Can't interact with that with our current hand. We're gonna be dead super fast. Oh, baby. So good. Too powerful. That's why we play that card. And now maybe we can win again. Another Etch Champion would be just as bad. So we'll see what he's got. That was certainly what we needed. I think that is Summoning Sickness. Yeah. Oh. After that Shatterstorm, this game is just like too easy now. I mean, we have drawn reasonably. So. That is why you play Shatterstorm. Etch Champion is just such a problem. It's so hard to kill. Like, they have so many small creatures, and can he? 2. No, he can't. Wait, can I kill him? I might be able to just kill him. I think I can just kill him. See what he does. He can't kill me this turn. I can potentially kill him on my turn. Just have this Glimmer Void, and we saw some weird spells, so you could have the like Galvanic Blast or whatever else. Maybe we should have just bolted the Signal Pest. We can safely do that now. He wants to sack a bunch of stuff. Basically be fine with that. Taking him off some of those Darksteel Citadels wouldn't be too bad. Not really afraid of that. Looks like we're doing it. Man, that Shatterstorm was so good. If I don't have Shatterstorm in my deck, sometimes I, particularly when I'm on the draw, then I don't like having Dark Confidant in my deck. Like if you're going to take a turn to play Dark Confidant in a matchup like this, you want to make sure you have something really big to draw to that'll catch you up on the board. Nice, and we did it. Nice little 4-1. Thanks for watching, guys.